Jennifer Rich,
Here.
Eileen Farmer,
Here.
Jonathan Kincaid,
Here.
John Goldsberry here, and we have Zach Tischendorf. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And then I have meeting minutes from our February 2nd regular meeting and then our February 6th special meeting. So I make a motion to approve the minutes from our February 2nd meeting.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
And then I also have minutes from our February 6th special meeting that I make a motion to approve those.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
All right. So you guys have my monthly report. Just a quick run through. We do have spring flings and Easter things coming up at the park next month. That'll be Saturday before Easter Sunday, the April 4th, and that will be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central. We've decided to move it up in an effort to not conflict with nap times. So hopefully that'll make some parents happy. Jesse's got that under control, but we'll finalize some details as we approach. As far as the community center goes, about on par with where we've been, as far as memberships and rentals as well. Amy Sims has been running it to do a Saturday morning class for an hour, and then Fusion Soccer has been running it for an hour on Saturdays for practices, as well as Eric Elliott with his karate. We did replace the AEDs at the park and the community center. We now have 4 Zoll AED3s that have universal pads. So in the past, we had both adult and pediatric pads. These newer units just have a universal pad, which makes it nice from the standpoint of not going to try to defibrillate someone and use the wrong pad, which can be a big problem. So, and we did actually add a unit at the community center. We only had one before, so pretty pleased with that.
Where are those all located?
So the community center units, one is in the lobby of the fitness center. Basically, as you turn, you come down into the entrance, you turn left to go towards the cardio room. It's mounted on the wall there, and then the other one is mounted next to the water fountain in the foyer. That way, whenever people come in, they see it. If there's ever an issue, they know where to go. The park units, the one is located in the concession stand on field 1, basically right as you come in the entrance door by the restrooms. It's right there, and then on field 2 is in the concession doorway. So you open the door, walk in the hallway, like you're gonna go into the concession stand, and it's there on the wall.
Are they accessible to the public?
So
Or do you have to have a key to get to them?
well, that's kind of where it's tough, and we kind of run into issues with them trying to mount them outside. One, it's a security issue, and a weather issue. Basically, the coaches are given codes to be able to access those buildings. So, obviously, in an ideal situation, if there were an emergency, there would either be staff or a coach down there to be able to access them. Obviously, whenever games are going on, the concession stands are open. It's a much easier situation then. It's like, hey, I need the AED. Here it is. Go take care of it. I don't know if anybody's got any suggestions. I get what you're saying, but it's just kind of a hard thing to do.
I get the security thing too. What if we had one up by the shelter, close to the road, with the restroom that's usually open?
They make some pretty good secure boxes where you, I mean, the AEDs, if you're going to put it out, you want anybody to have access to it. So you're going to have to break them. Like, there's ways you can get into that box. They're pricey, very pricey. But
And I did have the thought of next year, pending, obviously we should have the
Mhm.
getting new pads. I definitely would like to add one more unit at the park, possibly two. And I think in that instance, we would try to have at least one public one at either the shelter house by the playground or the shelter house at the road.
Yeah, I feel like we should have one that's accessible no matter what. Just from a liability perspective, I get the security part. We've got cameras though, I'm not sure what they cover as far as where those would go, but it would be nice to have something.
I just mean from the standpoint of like an AED costs like $2,000.
Yeah.
$2,000-$3,000.
Well,
You don't want
and
kids
my mind
and stuff
goes
messing
to,
with it.
Yeah.
could we get somebody to sponsor one of those? I think we could.
And there's tons of, I mean, grants out there, I know,
Yeah, if we're gonna add more, it would be nice to get a
kind
grant.
of look.
What would be ideal though, Zach, as far as the security side of it, placement wise? You know, you got a lot of kids down there, kids do things they shouldn't do sometimes. What does that look like, or what's your gut tell you?
I feel like.
'Cause we have them at the community center, but they're on video there.
Well, and I think a lot of times too, with the community center, we kind of set an expectation with our members when they sign up. Whereas the park, it's.
Open to
Why that's
everyone.
No, I get it.
And that's the hard part, you know, even something, and granted, you know, yes, there are safeguards in place from the standpoint of, I think, I was told that $750, anything above that in terms of damage is a felony, regardless of what age you are. So, you know, and we have had instances like that in the past where like kids threw firecrackers in the toilet, and it took some time, but it's like, look, you can either, you know, you can either reimburse the park for your damages, or we can take this to court. We don't wanna have to do that, but, you know, when you're talking 2, 3, I don't even know what the cabinets would cost or something like that. The units themselves probably cost 2 to 2.5.
Right, a standard box is around $300, but there's some where if you open it, it sends off a loud alarm sound. There's some that will contact 911 if you open it.
I know the one that we purchased, because we only have one cabinet at the community center, the one that we purchased did have an alarm in it that you could set up.
I feel like you would want something like that.
If we had the
without
best
the
of the
open at
best,
the park.
are we talking $3,000?
Best of the best looks like 700.
For the cabinet.
So
and,
probably $3,000
Yeah.
max for everything. Maybe 4 at the most.
Yeah, the highest one I see, I mean, the highest one would be probably 700. High 600s.
We can look around into that a little more, but I feel like we might be able to get somebody to cover that.
Sorry, I'm making my notes here. As far as trail maintenance is concerned, I did order 600 plastic grip strips for our bridges at the park. We were able to utilize the remainder of a 2023 grant that we had got from the County Parks Board to assist us with that. I think it covered about $2,700 of it, and I think we paid about $600 or $700 more out of our budget. And then I actually submitted a grant to the county to get another 1,000, help us get another 1,000 units for the 3 trail bridges that aren't in the park. So I kind of put some numbers together. I laid half of one bridge on Friday and kind of came up with some rough estimates of like how much volunteer help we would need to get done.
Which bridge did you do?
I did half of the bridge down by the maintenance shop.
I saw
Okay.
those.
What do you think?
I think they look good, but there's a few that are like kind of sticking up, and I was like, I wonder if you could glue it then screw it.
Yeah.
Because like I would be concerned that they'll wear out quickly if they aren't completely flat.
Catching.
Mm-hmm.
And I can try to go back and maybe redress those. I know.
I mean, most of them were fine.
Whenever I was laying them, I was trying to keep pressure down, because I
Mhm.
put screws in and kind of push the pressure out one way so that they would
Yeah.
go flat, and some of them,
Yeah.
imperfections.
They buckled a
would,
little, yeah.
They buckled.
And I wonder almost like if you could do every other plank, because, I mean, I don't know if we have enough money to buy one for every plank. You know what I mean? Like you did every board. I wonder if you could do half of that And it'd still be as effective.
We could try it. I know the manufacturer had recommended, I think,
Every-
4 to 6 inches, and that's about, on the center, that's about where they're at, right
Yeah,
now, 6
that's true.
inches.
Yeah. But they looked
What would
nice.
it cost for adhesive? Any idea?
Well, I don't, that's a good question. I guess I could contact the manufacturer, because they don't really have an adhesive recommendation, because you get 4 screws with each one.
Mm.
I'm on board with her. I haven't seen it.
I just didn't
but
know if it would like, over time, if it
Over
would
time.
pull up more and then they'd need replaced more often, or, you
Yeah.
know. I wonder if you could just use a wood glue on it.
With
though.
freeze thaw, they're probably gonna
Yeah.
move a little.
Yeah,
The adhesive
It's
would
gonna
probably
take longer
help
to
as long as they
install.
can handle the heat, because they're black, right?
no,
No,
they're,
these are tan.
I
Okay,
like the
well, that
color of
helps
this
too. They won't get
brick.
as hot, but they'd have to be able to handle the heat, obviously, so they don't come undone. Cause the other thing, slip, trip, and fall hazards are the #1 hazard, so if you got a little lip sticking up, you know, is it gonna?
I mean, it's not a
Or have-
lot, it's not a lot by any means, but it was, we were looking at them, so we noticed.
Yeah,
And I do think it will happen. I think, you know, unless somebody's just really bad about dragging their feet in their
Mhm.
gait, I think it'll be fine. But I
are
can-
they, how thick are they?
They're maybe 1/8 of an inch.
Can they be torn or anything like that too?
They're pretty stout.
Yeah,
They're pretty stout. And again, I mean, I think we can figure it out.
cause the whole idea is to not have slip, trip, fall
Mhm.
type stuff, and we don't wanna create more of an issue, obviously, if there is.
I
some
don't
play
think
with it.
anybody will trip over them, it was more like, ooh, this might wear out more because it's sticking up, like it would wear out faster.
And we'll keep an eye on it too. I mean, we can add that to part of our annual maintenance checks, just a couple times a year. Go down
Yeah, you
through
won't need all of
bridges
them
and-
replaced all the time, but.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if we were to get, you know, probably a day, depending on the number of people and girls that showed up, 4 hours and maybe 5, 6 people, we could get all the park bridges knocked out in a day or 2.
Mhm.
And then the trail bridges will be a little more intensive just because they're so much longer.
Yeah.
But I think probably 2 days, maybe 4 hours and 5 or 6 people, we can get it knocked out. My hope is we can get volunteer day here this spring and hopefully get the park ones done at least kind of before June maybe, and then try to do the trails ones and get those done before August. So, I think we'll hear back in April on that Spencer County Parks Board grant, but usually it's been funded, it's just a matter of how much they fund. Let's see here. The water fountain and bottle filler, did come in. I've kind of worked out a game plan with Randy. We're gonna put it on the north side of the, shelter house at the road, for a couple of reasons. One, the way that bathroom is plumbed up, it'll be a lot easier for us to just come straight out the wall with the water. And then we have access there to the sewer pit, so that we can plumb a drain line into that sewer pit. Otherwise, we didn't have anywhere to go with the draining water.
Did you say Randy?
Yeah.
He's back?
Yeah, he's been helping.
Awesome.
He helps with projects. He just doesn't like to do the mowing
Yeah.
and all that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's been a big
I
help.
thought he was, rode off into the sunset.
No, he likes to tinker.
Good. Yeah, he does a great job.
Yeah, so I think we will, we're gonna end up ripping out the landscape there on the north side and then pouring concrete. So we've got something starting to mount that into. But yeah, I think it'll be nice when it's done. So.
Cool.
We'll probably be turning the water on here later this month. That's pretty much all I got to the park, other than probably the most important thing we're gonna do this evening. So I did send out a request for quotes to 4 different Skag dealerships, speccing out Skag Turf Tiger 2, specifically the model that has, what is it, 31 horse Kawasaki liquid cooled engine. And I sent the bids, or the quotes out to All Seasons Lawn Equipment in Dale, Fisher's Furniture Appliance in Tell City, Boonville Lawn and Garden in Boonville, and Hagen's Outdoor Power Equipment in Philpott. And we did receive quotes from each of them, and I'll go ahead and open those if everybody's ready. I guess we'll start at the top, we'll just work our way down. The first quote is from All Seasons Lawn Equipment. In the amount of $15,989.
Do they have, do these quotes have any warranties or service plans or anything like that come with them, or is it just straight up buy the mower?
I'll confirm, but typically the standard procedure is you get the manufacturer's warranty, the standard, I'll have to confirm on how many years that is. And then typically dealerships will include, filters and, all that jazz on the first, like, with the initial purchase. Typically, I don't think they offer not as part of the quote, they would offer service plan.
Okay.
But
You guys do most of the service on your own anyways, right?
correct. The second quote from Fisher's Furniture and Appliance in the amount of $16,399. Okay, Boonville Lawn and Garden, in the amount of $15,989. Terms and conditions are included on this one. Purchase of mower will include free set of blades, oil filter, oil for first oil change, and another air filter. This is a $150 package being added on for free. And then the final is Hagan's Outdoor Power Equipment in the amount of $16,399. That's, let's see here. Based on what everyone sent me, they did quote the same model, SCAG STTI I-61V 31 DFI, which is what we expect. So,
How much was that last one?
Higgins.
Do you have any recommendations between All Seasons and Boonville, being that they're at the same number?
I can ask and see what, All Seasons didn't specify anything additional like Boonville did. I can ask Barry what all that includes. As far as the price is concerned, if it's apples to apples and they offer the same thing, then, typically we go through All Seasons for all our stuff.
Okay.
From a transparency standpoint, I would imagine because they went above and beyond, you could pick Boonville Lawn and Garden if they throw in something that All Seasons is not.
Would you get it serviced at Boonville, or would you still take it to All Seasons?
We would still get it all at All Seasons.
Can we go ahead and vote to give you permission to make your own decision based on those two low quotes?
Well,
Or how does that work?
It says in here we have to recommend one of these quotes, right?
Yes.
But being that they're the same value,
Right.
Personally, I think I would make a motion of recommending to go with All Seasons.
The local company.
That we've had experience with, pending they agree to is if they offer the same type of free service that the lawn garden is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Shows they gave us a $4,510 discount.
Absolutely.
I don't see.
But
So did they.
I think that they'll step up and honor that, but
And like I said, I'll have to confirm with Barry, but I would think that they would offer something very similar, at least didn't specify it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come out and ask him that, but we'll just see like what all that includes. I guess in the event that they don't, then we go with the lawn guard.
correct.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think give them the first pass out of loyalty and, you know, what they've helped us with in the past, but however, if they can't honor that, then obviously we gotta go for the town's sake with the better, or the bigger offer.
Better deal.
Yeah, so,
Okay, yeah, I guess if somebody wants to make that motion, and then I guess the next question is, so we have the money available in our budget, but we also have about $41,000 in donation money, and we also have about $68,000 in our special fund. So you could authorize it out of the budget, donation, or you could recommend that the council approve it out of the special fund, but they have to approve any money that gets spent out of the special fund. Or you could split it and do a combination of any of the three.
Do you know which one you would want us to do?
My preference would be to ask them to do it out of the special fund. But
Covers
sure.
trail maintenance, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not really, I don't really want to get that deep in the weeds, it's more like, it's technically the park board's money to use, but the
Okay.
council just has to approve the special fund use, as it's written in the ordinance. Or we could do a combination of like half from our budget, half from the donation, and leave that special fund money for a bigger purpose. I don't necessarily want to take it all out of our budget, just because you never know what's gonna happen.
sure.
I think we utilize the special fund as much as we can,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and then, you know, play catch up with whatever else we need to use. But to me, that is a very important tool, resource for your team, and I feel like that's something the town should be willing to supply. I mean, that equipment's a big deal for you guys.
We have,
And
like I said,
let's face it, it will get utilized on the trails at some point, I'm sure. So it kind of falls into a gray area where, you know,
the only other thing that gets kind of wonky is like, basically, I would have to wait another week to proceed. Because they would need to approve it next Monday. So I think my preference would either be we split it between the budget, or the parks operating fund, or end it at the donation, or we do it all out of the special fund. I think either one of those is very reasonable.
can we approve either option, or do we have to pick one now?
Well, if we do the special fund, you would want them to bring it to them Monday, wouldn't you?
Yes, so basically, one of two ways this can be done. Either you recommend to the council that they pay for it all out of special fund, or you can go ahead and approve it tonight and say, we want it taken half out of the budget, half out of donation. In that instance, if you go through our operating budget and the donation, then I can check with All Seasons tomorrow to see if there's anything additional that they're offering. And yea or nay, either way, I can make a decision, based on that information, or.
Can we recommend that you go try to get the money through the council, through the special fund? If that doesn't work out, we can have a special meeting to allocate the other option?
You could. Yep.
That way, we at least get a chance at that?
They could say that they don't wanna pay it out of the special fund, in which instance then we would just pay it out of
Our fund.
our fund, because then they don't need to approve it.
Yeah.
I mean, the
save that 15 or even half of it to put towards something else, that would be great too. But we don't wanna hold you up either.
I mean, it would speed it up if we just did like half the budget, half donation. I think that would be faster.
We don't have to recommend it to the board, to the council then, right? We just get to spend it.
Correct. You can basically just make a motion to pay half out of the parks operating fund, half out of the donation, and then as far as the vendor's concerned, pending,
And then you could actually order it tomorrow if you wanted to.
correct, and pending director approval. How did you see that, John?
Pending, as far as purchasing the mower,
Yeah, between Boonville and Allseas.
I said we would, out of loyalty for their, for the way they've treated us in the past, we would make our first option to purchase the mower through All Seasons, pending they're willing to give us the same free package that Boonville Lawn and Garden is. And if they do, then we move forward with that. If they don't, or if he can't match that, then we'd have to buy it through Boonville Lawn and Garden because of that program.
So,
Thanks.
Okay.
So we want to.
pending confirmation
Entertain a
of
motion.
inclusion of blades and filters,
And first oil change.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
we would go with All Seasons, yeah. Okay.
So do we need to vote on that?
Yes.
So does anyone
We need a motion,
entertain a
second,
motion?
and a vote.
So I'll make the motion to purchase the Skag lawnmower through All Seasons, pending they're willing to match the same free package that Boonville Lawn and Garden is offering. If they do not, then we would have to go to our contingent option, which is Boonville Lawn and Garden.
And I will second.
And it would be paid through
The parks operating fund. and
the Parks Operating Fund and the
Donation fund.
donation fund.
And now I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
You said donation,
Yes.
all out of donation?
No, half
Half.
park operation.
Parks operating and then half park donation. Okay, if you're done with those, I'm going to put those back in the folder and give those to Jane, because she needs those for her records.
I want to make a special note that I'm operating it the first time.
You're gonna five files here for that.
No, you don't want me on it.
Now, if I'll let him go
Do these
first.
mowers come with a shirtless option? Asking for a friend.
Comes with an invisible Skag brand t-shirt. Okay, so the foyer restroom renovation, we have that on the schedule. It will be the week of North Spencer's spring break, which is March 23rd. JK Fairgrounds met with me and they are amenable to that. Community center sign, so after 3 or 4 attempts of talking with their secretary, Custom Sign has not once gotten back with me. in 3
Gosh.
months. So I told Jesse to just go ahead and start looking for other companies and maybe just send them some artwork just to kind of give them an idea of what we're looking for. And we'll go back to the drawing board, I guess.
Have you guys reached out to Logos in Tell City?
I have not.
They have amped up their signage game in the past year. I would definitely reach out to them, do a lot of business with them through football and wrestling and whatnot over the years. And I could contact them personally as well, just to kind of get an intro meeting. Zach and Lana do a great job over there, so I don't know if it falls in their ballpark, but maybe it does, so.
Yeah, I know I had Jesse doing a little bit of digging too. I think she had mentioned a company up in Jasper. So I'll mention that to her. The only other thing I have is the community foundation. So Rachel had mentioned wanting to put in a drop mailbox. Sometimes people drop documents by, but they're not there. And in talking it over with you guys in the council felt that because the park board has jurisdiction over the community center, that you guys should approve the mailbox that is used and the method in which it is mounted. So, in talking with Rachel, she did give me some wall mount options. She had looked into some like floor mount options, but they were pretty pricey. I don't know if you guys have an opinion one way or the other. For me, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's just as easy to put in some anchor bolts in the concrete as it is to put in the brick. So I did attach what she would be interested in purchasing. They would obviously take care of that, and then she had asked if they could put their San Carlos Community Foundation logo on the box, just so that people know that that's what it's for. And then I had kind of taken a picture and highlighted an area in red where we mount it on the inside of that pillar there on front of the community center. So if you guys are good with that, I think you can have a motion to approve the community center, or excuse me, the community foundation to purchase a mail drop box to be mounted on the wall. Yeah.
I'll make a motion for them to mount a mail wall box outside of the community center.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Mailbox approved.
I believe that's all I have, unless anybody else has anything.
You have bills?
Yes, vouchers.
Oh.
Yep. Didn't know if anybody needed to throw some rocks at me or kick me a little bit.
Who seconded that motion?
You're doing a great job. Great job getting the council together with Clint and Nick and moving that forward.
Yes.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
I know you'll be crazy soon enough when the sun starts shining, so.
Yeah, I did give the sports fields a little bit of haircut, just so we're not trying to take 3 inches of grass at once, so.
Oh, wow.
How muddy were they? Were they bad or?
No, I waited until last week and it was nice and dry.
One thing I was gonna ask you about the fields actually, so the Bermuda field, have we done any top dressing with sand?
We haven't, I did get some budgetary numbers from
Okay.
Ken Barge. I think we can probably budget for it next year. It's not super expensive.
Cause I noticed where the irrigation is, it's starting to sag a little over the years and you can see some of the dips here and there, so I didn't know what that would look like to,
Well, the thing's been out there, what,
Great.
8 years, 7 years, 8 years?
about 6, I think, 5 or 6.
They put it in the summer of 20.
Yeah, I
Okay,
was
so
gonna
it's,
say 2020.
So we're coming up on 6 years. Yeah.
When are you gonna open the fields up?
So I'm looking at the extended forecast right now. I'd say this week is probably out. If temperatures hold and things dry out, I'm hoping maybe late next week. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I know it would be great to be out there in February, but because of limited field space, we kind of really gotta watch what we're doing,
Right.
so we don't end up with a mud path. And
Has any of the grass started growing back at all, or in some of those patchy areas that you redid this fall?
yeah, it's starting to grow back. There's some places where I think it's gonna take a little bit of time, just because we need some work and temps kind of drawn out. But yeah, like, we reseeded that field up above, that we went and filled the low spots in with some dirt, and yeah, it's green as corn up there, so.
Good.
I'm actually planning to get, some pelletized poultry manure and putting it on really thick up there to give it a little extra boost, in addition to the normal chemical fertility, that we give the rest of the park, just because that soil is pretty poor. last week when we had some warmer days, I went out and got, Roundup sprayed on all of Bermuda and the gravel areas and the infields, so fingers crossed, the warmer temps this week, will start killing some of that stuff off, so. Yeah, that's all I got. Vouchers?
Well, I make a motion to approve the Santa Claus Community Center vouchers in the amount of $13,199.11.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes to approve the Santa Claus Community Center vouchers for $13,199.11.
I make a motion to approve the Parks and Rec vouchers in the amount of $20,063.83.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes to approve the Park and Rec vouchers for $20,063.83.
Oh, I forgot to mention the blood drive. We did have, I think it was 24 people turned out.
Oh,
So it's about the same as we had last time, but, yeah,
Good.
it's good. So,
All right, anything else?
that's all I got.
We get a motion to adjourn 7:23.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. We're like,
do we have to go
do it.
home?
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you. And we'll have our next regular monthly meeting scheduled for the first Monday of April,
April 6th.
which will be April 6th at 7